I'd just like 5 minutes because there's been a thought that's kind of been rolling around in my mind, and that is if I were to write a primer on fundraising, I would entitle it The Nobility of Fundraising. My first introduction would be that fundraising is an art, it's self-stylistic. There is no prescribed way to be successful. It is essentially a communication, a relationship between you and the prospective donor, and it's a relationship based on trust, as you all know. And this is especially sensitive when you are endeavoring to capitalize on the grateful patient experience without sacrificing the ethics of care. It's a very important statement. So that would be the introduction to my primer. My first chapter would be how to confront the fear of rejection. Sorry, Ray, I thought that would be a good entree. Understand that most people have a philanthropic impulse. Your job is to tap into that impulse by introducing an opportunity to connect with this impulse. There is no such thing as failure because there are no standards, no benchmarks for success. You just give it your best effort. One of my chapters would be how to initiate the solicitation conversation with the donor. It can be very awkward, but yet be very natural because you already are he's predisposed to you because you have this relationship of trust to begin with. And if he knows that you are as passionate about the program as you seem to be, and the program or project makes a lot of sense, then I've often thought that you're doing the donor a favor by introducing him to this type of opportunity. Another chapter would be how to interact with the professional. You work together with the professional to understand, in effect, the capacity for giving of the donor, the preparation of the written proposal, how to leverage the entire Johns Hopkins Medicine really family in this fundraising solicitation. When I mean the family, I'm talking about the development department. I'm talking about Steve and Michael Eicher. I'm talking about Ed. I'm talking about Ron Peterson. I'm talking about our president, Ron Daniels. I'm talking about people like George Bunting. George, who for many years was the first chair of Johns Hopkins Medicine, for example. He understands this place as well as anyone sitting here. And certainly I would include myself, always available to help make the pitch. And there's so many other people to involve, certainly your advisory council. Another chapter heading would be the importance of perseverance. Most gifts have a very long lead time. Some may take months, maybe years. The art form is positioning, really how to listen intelligently. And understand that cultivation can have many reincarnations. That's a very important statement with many expressions of reinforcing the merits of the case. It's what I call brute force. You have to keep coming at it all the time. My last chapter would be, in effect, the personal gratification of writing a ticket. That is Wall Street parlance for doing the transaction. Of course, your parlance would be bringing a solicitation to a fruitful conclusion. I happen to think that we're all doing the Lord's work when we're involved in fundraising, certainly when you're talking about advancing the science of medicine. And that's why I call this the nobility of fundraising. Thank you. Let me just say that if you want to pick up on any of this, and I'm available, and Steve, if we want to have sessions about any of the comments that I made to get involved in all the aspects of fundraising, certainly that would be, I think, very helpful to me as well as to others.